10 p.m. train of Ashvale Junction. Writer Sarkar. Ashvale Junction was shut down in 1986 after a mysterious railway accident killed hundreds of passengers. Start. My name is Arpan, and with me is my girlfriend Meher. We are both popular travel and horror bloggers. We run a YouTube channel called Midnight Horror Files. Old places, haunted houses, abandoned hospitals. That's the kind of content we create. One day, Meher and I were doing a live video shoot. During the live stream, an unknown account commented, "If you really have courage, go to Ashvale Junction. Show us a video of the 10 p.m. mail train." At first, I thought it was just a joke, so I called Meher and showed her the comment. "Curious," she said, "is there really a place like that? I've never even heard the name before." I replied, "All right, I'll look into it." At that moment, we didn't think much about it and got busy with our work again. But even while working, I couldn't stop thinking about that mysterious commenter. Why had he challenged us like that? It almost sounded as if nobody had ever managed to do it before. 2 days later, after searching around, I discovered something strange. There really was an old station called Ashvale Junction, where nobody stayed after 10 p.m. Locals said that after 10 at night, an old mail train arrived there. The train had no driver, and anyone who boarded it never returned. The strangest part was that every station employee left before 9 p.m. The whole thing started bothering me. Could something like this really be true? Yes, we made horror content, but could ghosts and cursed trains actually exist? When I told Meher, she became uneasy too. The station was very far from where we lived. Traveling that far for a single video seemed crazy. But after thinking about it, we decided to leave the very next morning. It would take almost an entire day to reach there, but for curiosity and content, it was worth it. We left early the next day. By the time we arrived, dawn had almost broken, so we couldn't do anything that day. Only after reaching there did we realize the place was actually a small village. And honestly, the entire place felt unnaturally silent. That evening, we headed toward the station. On the way, Meher said she wanted tea, so we stopped at a tiny roadside tea stall and ordered 2 cups. As we sat there drinking tea and chatting, dark clouds suddenly gathered overhead. Meher looked outside and said, "Is it going to rain?" It suddenly became so dark. We'll get drenched before we even reach the station. Before I could reply, the old tea seller suddenly asked, "Are you talking about Ashvale Junction?" Meher and I exchanged glances. "Yes, Grandpa, we're going there." "Why, what happened?" The old man replied softly, "Nothing, I was just asking." But there was fear in his voice. Meher frowned. "Why are you scared?" "We're going there to live stream the 10 p.m. train. We make videos about these things. The old man's face turned pale. What are you saying? Are you insane? Leave this place immediately. Forget about that train. If you want to live, leave. As he spoke, he suddenly pulled down the shop shutter. Before we could say anything, lightning flashed across the sky, and heavy rain began pouring down. My curiosity only grew stronger. Meanwhile, Meher had already started live streaming. So through the storm and rain, we began walking toward Ashvale Junction. After some time, we finally arrived. It looked like an ordinary rural railway station. By then, both of us were completely soaked. I switched on my camera too. Meher had already gone ahead, recording everything. As we explored the station, it became 7 p.m. The station was strangely clean. No dust on the floor. The benches looked polished. Even the clock worked perfectly. But the place felt unnaturally silent. No tea sellers, no coolies, no passengers, only a dog crying somewhere in the distance. We had been wandering around for so long that the silence itself started feeling terrifying. Suddenly, Meher walked up beside me and whispered, "Arpan, the station is so clean, but why is nobody here? Doesn't this feel strange to you?" I nodded slowly. I had been thinking the exact same thing. Everyone we saw earlier had somehow disappeared. Then suddenly, I noticed an old man sitting in a corner of the platform. He wore a filthy blanket over his body. His hands trembled. His eyes were unnaturally pale. We slowly approached him. A cold shiver ran down our spines. Meher clung tightly to my arm while keeping the camera rolling. The old man slowly looked at us and said in a weak voice, "Leave before 10 p.m. Otherwise, the train will remember your names." For some reason, I laughed nervously, but Meher's fear only grew worse. So I stopped laughing immediately. Then we noticed something at the far end of the station. A black, ancient train stood there. The entire train was wrapped in thick iron chains. Red cloths tied, with vermilion marks hung from the chains. It looked as though someone had tried to imprison the train itself. I pulled my hand away from Meher and moved closer with the camera. Behind me, the old man kept shouting, "Don't go there. If you do, you'll never come back."